Thursday afternoon, probably around noon. Still up here on this Billboard sign here on 494. 7 days today. Yeah, so it's 1 week today being up here. And I don't know if anyone notices that smell that you smell usually when you go across that Wakota Bridge there. You know, you always got that foul odor, and I can't tell if it's either me now after 7 days or if it's actually that Wakota Bridge that smell. I don't know. I mean, I don't think anything can cover up that smell from that Wakota Bridge, but I need to say 7 days now up here. First sign I had up, it was a nice one, looked good. Had a lot of time put into that one. After 1 day, shredded from the wind. Got another one hanging up. It's not as quality or whatever, but you know, what can you do, right? I mean, it is what it is, right? 7 days, 1 week today. That was my record on the power line tower when I was over by the boat launch. I was up on that thing for 7 days straight. So I definitely will exceed my record, I guess, if I want to look at it by them standards. But again, this ain't nothing to do with mental health crisis or mental illness or mental health crisis or, you know. So I talked to him and I told him what's going on and what my problem is, and it's like, well, we can't do nothing for you, and like, well, what do you do then, right? I mean, okay, so who do I deal with then, right? Or who do I talk to, right? I mean, you know, no one has answers. No one knows who you can talk to. No one knows who would deal with it. But somehow, like South St. Paul, they always investigate crimes and shit and get them solved somehow. I don't know how, but I mean, something like this. I mean, a convicted child molester has court orders not to be around children. Not to be around children. Court orders. Before they bought a house in South St. Paul in 2008, he filed court papers, tried to get his restrictions lifted to have unsupervised contact with my daughter. Judge straight granted. Motion to lift, no contact, is not granted. 2 months later, they wind up buying a house in South St. Paul off Stanley Avenue. For 10 years, lived there together. They wanted to say it was two separate units. It was a duplex, and he lived upstairs, they lived downstairs. Showed straight video, him around my kid, with my kid. I mean, if it's a duplex, like the PO said, no shared doors, they got separate entrances, blah, blah, blah. Showed them here, that's a lie there too. You can go right off the own website of the realtor website, and it showed they had shared doors. You know, they didn't have no separate entrances. They had one entrance to get in there, and then there was a door to go downstairs, and, you know, a door you could go upstairs, and they shared a door in the middle, like, which was in the kitchen area. All the time, there's pictures of him and my daughter downstairs in whatever, his area, her area, whoever area you want to say, regardless of the fact. They had a friend of theirs that was living there that was renting the downstairs part out. Back in like 2015, Chrissy got a DUI and a terroristic threat for out boating drunk. Threatened the officer that she was going to, you know, whatever, take his life, threaten his family's life. So she got a terroristic threat for threatening the cop and so on. Went to jail, wound up having to do whatever, workhouse. So that means if she went to jail and she had to go to the workhouse, who was home with my daughter alone? Exactly. So showed plenty of videos of him around my kid, with my kid, out of state, taking my kid out of state. Straight picture of him and my kid in the same picture. Hoover Dam. Nope, that would have never been approved, probation said. Never been approved. We would have never allowed that. I know damn well you guys probably would have never ever allowed something like that. I mean, that's common sense. Now I'm showing you it did happen, and it did go on. Okay. They didn't care. But, like, now you're coming at me saying this and this and this happened. I'm like, well, it did. Well, you want to, I'm like, show you. I posted everything publicly. This ain't no secret. It's all public. I post, that's why I documented everything and posted everything publicly. Why would the probation officer, Terry Olson, file papers in Scott County to try and get him off probation early, right after I called and contacted her when I found out who he was? Now, at that point, I didn't know what he did to his kid. I just know that he had to register and he had a sex crime. I didn't know it was his kid that he did it to. I did find out later. But when I found out that he had registered, he was on probation, 25 years probation, and I called the PO, started questioning. First thing she did, filed papers in Scott County to get him off probation early. They admitted it in the phone calls and the conversation I had with Mark Mell, which is Terry Olson's supervisor. Mark Mell says, oh, yes, we did file papers after you contacted us, but that would have never played any factor on us trying to get him off probation early. Yes, we did file papers and we did try and get him off probation early after you contacted us. Why would you do that? When I find out and I got concerns and I got a ton of questions like what's been going on, why is it the first thing you do is file papers to try and get him off probation? And then when I get a copy of all his paperwork, it shows he wasn't even supposed to be around kids, living with kids, only his own kids, and it had to be supervised and set up through the kid's parents, the kid's mom. Everything's documented. Like if you listen to all my videos from start to finish, it's a period of like 4 years of call this person, call that person, this, and then this, and this, and this, and this, and so on, so on, so on. Like I covered every base and contacted every single person they told me to do, all the way down the line. This is solid 100% fact. It's straight recorded conversation with me and them talking on the phone, and how they chose to deal with it, I don't know. I listen to the recorded conversations from the beginning where I'm nice, civil, got concerns, I'm civil about it, not swearing out loud, because I'm just finding out about it, until it festered into more and more and more, and then they're doing nothing but trying to hide it and sweep it under the rug. It's solid 100% fact. Until the point, like, the more I dug in, the more I found out, the more I knew they were lying, and the more they were trying to cover it up. Emails, hundreds of emails to the county attorney, to the legislator, to everyone, to show them copies of all the court records, everything, my stuff, all the way down the line. You're talking, this ain't just I found out and I decided, hey, I'm gonna go up on a billboard. This is me finding out and doing every procedure, every step, all the way down the line, from everything they said, everything I could think of, everything possibly you would think of possibly humanly doing. And I documented, recorded all of my conversations, so there's no he said, she said. This is straight from the horse's mouth on it all. But I don't agree with doing it this way, and I don't think it should ever have to come to this way, and I don't think anyone should ever have to go through anything like this to any extreme or anything whatsoever, period. It was just one more lie after a lie after lie to cover up a lie in a big web of lies, and now the South St. Paul Police Department want to cover it up and write their own police report and lie in their police reports. Look at the police reports. I post everything publicly on my YouTube channel. Very, very frustrating, and I miss my daughter. I like to see my daughter. I love my daughter to death. Last time I seen her, she was like 1.5 years old. And now you see how much friction has been put now in between all this. I don't even know where I begin to have a relationship with her, or even reach out and talk to her, or this ain't something you just, this happened, this didn't just, happen like today or tomorrow or yesterday or last week. This is all from me finding out before my daughter turned 18 and constantly calling everyone and all the way down the line, and festered all the way into this. Me going to jail for recording court proceedings, posting online. I got thrown in jail for like 3 months, got dropped from my Social Security, and then wound up having to pay some Social Security back, had to pay it being in jail. Being on Social Security like $1,200 a month. Living on $1,200 a month, that's not even living, you know what I mean? I'm so far in debt, like, and to think, this is my kid, this is my child, and I should be there to protect her, and I've done everything from the beginning, from day one. Going through the court proceedings back when my daughter was like 1.5 years old, filed papers so many times to enforce just a visitation, until the judge says, I'm being vindictive, I can't file anymore. But now once they enforce her to bring my kid, just even see her 2 hours in a safety center, and I got none on my record, no funny stuff, no nothing. Mind-blowing, it's mind-blowing. I thank everyone for the support and the positive. I don't want to hear anything negative come out of this. I don't agree with anything negative. I don't agree with no violence or hatred or none of that. I don't want none of that. That's about it.